think with your crosses and your wavers you can destroy me. I am the king of my kind.
Hey guys, today I wanted to do a quick review for you for a piece that's been out for a while, but what I want to do is do a review and a repaint. I say repaint, but more touching up some areas and adding some more depth and contrast. But anyway, as you can see, this is ECC's Reaper bust. Reaper is a design from Blade 2. It's a killer sculpt. It's a killer paint app. I mean, if you get this piece, obviously, you're not going to be disappointed with it. But there's things that aren't great here and there. I'll kind of spin it around for you so you can see the base, see everything. It looks good and it looks better in certain lights, but that you'll find out with every statue. But overall, it's a really good piece. There's been some complaints and some repaints of like the highway veining on the skull. Mine's not too bad, to be honest with you. My biggest complaint would be like from the factory, the little tendrils that stick in the mouth area, like they didn't lock in very well, so they wanted to pop out. So I had to kind of play with that to make them stay in there the way they should. There's obviously a little magnet system there, and it just wasn't fitting in there like it should, and it would just kind of fall out on its own. But let's take a closer look at him. We'll get up some close-up shots, and then we'll do a quick repaint. All right, so here's some up-close shots. You can see all the pores on the skin are done extremely well. All the lines coming through the face are done very, very well. The eyes are done very well. They are decals, but we're going to add some contrast around here to make that pop a little bit more. We'll come back through here. Again, you can see like they did a terrific job on this. There are places though that I have some complaints. Down here in the mouth, it's very dry. So we're going to fix that. There's some issues around the teeth here where they're not painted all that great. And then one complaint, which I don't know if I'll be able to fix, but I can show you, is there's a pretty good seam here where this piece attaches on. You can see that seam in there. I don't know if I can do anything with that or want to do anything with that, but we'll see what we can do. I'll probably just add some contrast here and there and fix the gloss. And here's a sculpting issue here where we've got lines. I'm trying to catch it in the light, but you can see the lines are very unnatural. But really, that's about it. We'll come back through here. We'll get you a good look of everything. The vein work I like. It's very well done. Again, it's got, I hope it's showing up in camera, but there's lots of little colors and things added out through here to really make it pop and come to life. But there's also some very questionable things that are done. Back here, there's little slits in the chest or on the back that open up. They're poorly done. They're just not done well at all. So we're going to fix that for sure. We'll come back around through here. Let's just see all this. I am in my own light. But overall, yes, it is an amazing piece. It's a killer piece. We'll do a up-close video of the base. This is a plaque that's mounted onto the base. The base has lots of good coloring and stuff to it. It looks really, really good. And here's the vampire hieroglyphics on the back. So there's just 3 pieces that come with this guy. There's the base, there's the body, and then the tendrils that kind of insert into there. And again, I had issues with those. But overall, it's just very, very cool. I mean, there's places on here that's kind of odd. See if I can get it in the light, but like there's just a paint blotch right there. It's kind of like a random mole on the inside of his mouth, I guess. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything with that, but we'll see. And you know, there's some places too where they kind of came a little bit dark, or these 2 veins kind of came through there. They kind of laid on there a bit too hard. It's got that spot. But really overall, it's just a killer piece. and only thing it needs is just to have some more depth and contrast. First thing that we're going to address is the these back here. What I want to do is I mixed up a little bit of pink. So we're going to use some pink on there, and then we're going to lay down just some regular red. For the pink, I just mixed the red and white together, red and ivory white. And let's see what this looks like. We're going to try to make this look a little bit better, a little bit more real. So what I want to do here is just kind of come across the outside of the wound, so to speak. It's not really a wound, but coming across here a little bit more, and we're going to build it out a little bit. All right, now that I've got that in there, I'm going to come in with a little bit of purple over top of the red and go for like a little bit of a bruising effect. Now this is a transparent purple, so we're going to see how this comes out. All right, now that I've got the purple on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of black down in the cuts to kind of deepen them a bit. And then I think we're going to add some like Halloween blood to it. Basically the same thing that Raphael did. It looked great, so I'm going to kind of go by that and just see how it looks and tweak it to the way I like it. Okay, for the inside of these wounds, what I've mixed up here is I've got a little bit of, so I did epoxy, and actually I used some Halloween vampire blood. What I mixed was I got this Spirit Halloween vampire blood, and then demon blood, which is like a purple. So I mixed those two together, and I just did like the quick 5-minute epoxy. We're gonna let that set up. And I'll keep on mixing around, but you want it to start to set up before you start to apply it. So we're gonna let that set up a little bit, and then I'll get it inside the wounds. I am just using the popsicle stick to get it in there. I didn't feel like sacrificing the paintbrush. Obviously, it's gonna be toast after dipping it in epoxy. So we're just gonna get this going down. All right, so now I'm gonna move on to kind of working on some vein work here. Now you'll notice that some of the stuff isn't natural looking. They've done like some squiggly lines just going up, which looks really weird. I mean, there's no veins that just snake like that. So I'm gonna work on maybe adding some extensions on here and kind of branching it out. Like it looks better over here, so let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna kind of start here. Now what I've got here is a transparent Geiger blue, which seems to work really well on most applications. Let's see how it kind of looks over here. We're just gonna go real light and see what we can do here. I've added a bit more to the back of here, as you can see, and we're gonna kind of keep on going and see how we can make him look. Again, in the movie, he had lots of little ventricles coming out and stuff, and we're just gonna see how far we can kind of take it with being careful not to overdo it. Hey guys, I think I'm pretty much done with the veining. I'm gonna spin this around real quick so you can kind of see all the extra work I put in there. A lot of these colors just really aren't showing up too well, but we'll do what we can. I'll try to get some good pictures of this afterwards, but it's really hard to catch all this stuff in the light. Let's see here. Kind of catch some of this stuff. Not so easy to video, but anyway, hopefully the point's getting across, and we will work on. I think we'll work on touching up some areas in the mouth next. There's some places around the teeth where it's not really painted up to the tooth, so I want to like kind of close that gap a little bit. I just mixed some red and some ivory white, and then I added like a drop of alien brown just to kind of give it a little bit of the brownish tone in there. And the cup, it looks pretty close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get a small brush here, and we're gonna go in there, and we're gonna come right up against the tooth. I'm gonna try to show this, but I don't know if I can do it with everything in the way. Let's see. So here's a shot of the new painted teeth, and it helped it out a little bit. So I would like to do some veining inside the mouth here, but there's just no room. I could try to do like a paintbrush, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it in there. So I'm gonna take a pass on that and work on shading next. So let's figure out some shading color. For the shading, I used equal parts of transparent Geiger blue and transparent purple, and then alien brown. And I think I've got a pretty good shade here. I wanted a little bit purple and a little bit of blue in there. I didn't want just brown or black shading, and I wanted some transparency there. So let's see how it comes out. I'm just gonna lay down a little bit here and kind of get a feel for how it's going to start to look. Now, I always start off real light. See, it was easier to add more if you need to. And basically, I'm just kind of bringing out the definition in the sculpt, adding some contrast in here in some places. And we're just going to kind of look through here, see what we can do. So the shading's done. We're gonna go ahead and spin them around so you can take a look. And then after this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna seal them with a gloss coat. And then while doing that, I'm gonna fix up the inside of that mouth that's still matte. It wasn't glossed at the factory. So anyway, I think he's looking good so far. For gloss coat, this works, and it's super cheap. I just get the Rust-Oleum crystal clear enamel and spray it all over, and we'll be set. Here he is all glossed up. I think it came out pretty good. I wish I hadn't gone so dark, but still looks pretty good, and it's comparable to what Raphael did. But anyway, I like them, and I think that I learned a bit while painting them, which is always a good thing. So spin them around a little bit, and then I'll get some shots for you, some up close pictures. And in the meantime, feel free to like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments.